Where are you, Tom?
I'm in Minnesota, and until I walk outside, I'm not putting on a Vikings jersey. You can't make me.
Oh, them's is fighting words. I hope house cleaning comes in and just starts pummeling you.
Oh, baby. We here.
We steer.
You in the right direction. Welcome to a very interesting and rectangular edition.
Slimming.
It's slim. Yeah, I lost some weight. There you
trim.
go.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Trim.
Dim?
You are trim.
Oh. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. Tom Grossi, Brandon Perna, and this is a G, a P, S. And I'm literally coming to you live from a hotel in Minneapolis. And true story, I got recognized twice before even leaving the airport, which, by the way, holy crap, their airport, it is massive. I've never been here before, and just trying to find the exit took a very, very long time. So, yeah, no, we're here. We're alive.
It's can you see the stadium from your window?
Not from the window, but it's like I can get there within a few minutes of walking.
Can you see any of the dead bodies Kirk Cousins has laid all over?
Yeah, I think he's hiding them pretty well. So,
okay.
Yeah, don't worry. The jersey's going to get put on. Don't you worry. The jersey will get put on for the videos. Once we start recording content, we'll put it on there. But listen, I had to keep this on as long as I possibly could.
Yeah.
So,
can you see Dalvin Cook's trade?
Yes, it's right. It's out. You want to see the view right now?
I want to see the view, and I want to see Johnny napping. Everybody wants to see Johnny napping. Johnny napping.
So Johnny's woke up though because he can't sleep through this because we're so effing loud.
Oh,
so yeah, no.
Johnny.
There's Johnny Barks. Johnny is in the background. There's Johnny. It's Johnny Barks, and this is my background. It's a bunch of vines on a building.
Oh my God! They put you ground level. Wow.
No, it's technically like up. It's a few floors up, but yeah, we got in and I'm so tired. And we checked in obviously super early because our flight was it 6 a.m.? It was a 6 a.m. flight. So we got on the plane, got like no sleep, and got here, and we checked in at like 8 o'clock. They're like, it's gonna be like $75 to check in early. I'm like, I don't care what it costs. Like, I need a bed to poop, and just not to poop in the bed, but yeah, no, it's dude,
toilet bed. You got one of them toilet beds here?
Okay, real talk. I don't know if this is a Minnesota thing or just this place that I'm staying at. They have a square toilet. It's square. It's not natural.
Oh,
it's a square toilet. I don't like it. I sat on it and it did not make my bum feel comfortable.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It wasn't good. I don't know if they're trying to go for like, hey, it's like aerodynamic, but it wasn't. It didn't make anything come out better. So
well, now I know how we're ending the show. It'll be a square toilet reveal.
Is a square? I'll show the square toilet 100%. So,
right. Well,
buddy, it's great to see you though.
It is good to see you. It is a little weird seeing you in a different background, just a different angle. I feel like you're a different person, but we're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers a little bit today, DeAndre Hopkins. It'll be a shorter show. But before we get into the football news, like day one of this massive journey, Tom, like, what's your takeaway? What's happened? How much money have you raised? Where can people keep donating? All the shit. Give me it.
Extras donated. So right now, like this stream is hooked up to our fundraiser that's running for 30 days. So I appreciate the 50 and all the people donating. We actually just hit $39,000.
Nice.
So We raised over $30,000 the first day, which is absolutely insane. It was crazy because we got in on Monday, flew in, and I honestly didn't think we were going to film anything because it wasn't the first day. I wanted to kind of get a feel for it, but we were at Matthew. Appreciate the fitty, buddy. If I had a kitty, I'd boop him right now. We got an opportunity to film some stuff that I didn't think we would be able to. And so we took that opportunity and filmed some really cool stuff. It was like day 0 or day like 0.5 because it was still Memorial Day. And then yesterday was probably one of the craziest days because I expected almost nobody to show up because, first of all, as you know, like we live in our basements, and we don't interact a ton with like people. Like sometimes you get recognized when you go out and every now and then, and it's amazing, and it's always a very like humbling, surreal experience. And Johnny and I are walking over to the stadium, and the first meetup was at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday. Don't worry, the Vikings jersey is gonna get put on. Don't you worry. So I was like, all right, how many people are going to show up? We're like maybe 12, maybe, and like 40 people were there. So it was amazing, like taking pictures, talking to people. People drove in, people flew in, and then it was wild. And then people are like, I'm going to follow you. Like, we're going to go a whole bunch of, like, I'll see you in Detroit, or I'll see you here. I'll see you here. So that was just like really, really cool. And then on top of that, we had the day, we got so much footage, and it was so like, it was really, I think we're going to do a great job highlighting what makes Green Bay so special. And I'm really happy about that. And like the theme kind of just like came to us like the first day, and we're like, yeah, we got this. And then the second meetup, people found me. There was, I think, 3 to 4 people there within a minute and a half of me going live. So they were like getting in their cars and flying. So that was really, really
cool. Traffic laws to get there.
Absolutely. And it was just a very surreal experience. And I was trying to just kind of absorb that. I stayed for a few hours yesterday. We kind of just did like a live Q&A at a brewery. And we kind of literally like sectioned off an entire, like this was not planned. I walked in on Monday and was like, hey, so I'm doing this. Can I come to your establishment? And shout out to Badger State Brewing. And they're like, I can text my manager. I was like, okay, cool. And then I bought a few beers, and then he's like, yeah, it's good. So I was like, all right. So I just showed up. It was different people the day after. And I was like, I'm not going to ask again. So I literally bought a beer, sat down, went live, and we had an entire section for ourselves. Hold on, real quick. Shout out to Bees. I saw you putting all that stuff in the subreddits. Really appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Kevin, killing it.
I appreciate you, dude. Like that. So awesome. But yeah, no, yesterday was surreal. It was really, really cool. And yeah, buddy, that was day 1 in the books.
That's a journey. I mean, you're already tired after one day, so I'm a little worried about the marathon. But if anybody's going to pull through, it is Johnny Barks, and then he'll carry you to the finish line. 100%. Did you get drunk yesterday first?
I got a good buzz because I didn't eat any food. I had 2 slices of pizza and a protein bar. Like that's it. So I'm running right now, and I think like 4 hours of sleep. Just took another flight, and also like no food whatsoever. So yeah, I'm
cheeseless pizza. How do you eat pizza?
So shout out to Toppers in Green Bay because they got vegan pizza. Like I know in Wisconsin too, in the Dairyland, they got like a buffalo chicken pizza. I ordered it like the night of Monday, and yeah, I forgot that I had 2 slices in there. So yeah, I'm excited to like actually explore Minneapolis a little bit and kind of actually have a real meal.
Oh, when you're at the stadium, will you get a shot of you running into the glass at the stadium? Like you're.
Don't worry, there's things planned.
Okay.
Don't you worry.
Do you have a bird costume?
Don't you worry. There's. Do
you have a bird costume?
There's things planned. Don't you worry.
Oh.
Don't you worry.
You're already on it.
Listen, I have a lot of plans for Minneapolis. Yeah, and I'm going to try to do another fan meetup by like a local business later. I got to find it first, and yeah, it's going to be some random chaos. I also just didn't realize how big this is compared. Like Green Bay is obviously very small. Yeah. This is not. And the stadium, dude, it sticks out. Like it is like a weird spaceship. It's like jet black, and it's like someone plopped it in the middle of a bunch of hotels and buildings. So it's pretty weird, but it's cool. I'm excited. I kind of wish I could tour it because they were one of the, like, I'm missing it by a day. I could have gone on a tour tomorrow, but obviously the schedule didn't work out. So
they should have opened it up. They should have opened it up for you.
Also, I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, they should have.
You're not gonna. I'll say it.
That's fine. It's fine. But NFL stuff. Oh, so real quick, yeah. If people want to donate, obviously they can donate here. They could donate through the chat right now, and it goes right into the fundraiser. And then they could also go to the direct link. And again, whoever is the top donation at the end of all of this is going to get 2 tickets to their home opener. So. Oh,
nice.
Yeah. No, we're gonna rock. We're gonna
donate through Tom's channel because if you donate to me, the money just goes to me. I didn't know. I should have set it up to the charity when I set up the stream today. So make sure you donate through Tom's channel and not to me.
Yeah, we're about to hit 40K. Like,
yeah, that's insane. After one day.
Yeah, it's awesome. Shout out, buddy. Appreciate you. Yeah, right now, Mitchell crushed it. He's the leader with a $5,000 donation. Who always comes through. Mitchell always comes. RBT is number 2. Down to a little 1069 there. So
nice.
Yeah, like shout out, Kaylee. But yeah, I appreciate it. I have it on my phone I get anytime someone donates to that direct link, I get an email. So it literally, I'm getting notifications, and it makes me so happy. So we're going to keep rocking, dude.
You're like, I never knew doing something so good would annoy my emails. Why am I doing this?
No, it's a nice reminder. It's just really good. It kind of keeps things in perspective. And, a lot of folks have reached out to about kind of just thanking, like whether they had a child who had cancer or things like that. I've got a bunch of those messages, and it's just, damn, like we're doing something really cool here, and like it's for a really good cause. So I'm super excited. I'm so excited.
I couldn't imagine like a scarier situation, and I think like supporting that charity is it helps so many people who are in just probably one of the worst situations they can imagine. And my sister actually texted me yesterday because she worked with the Alzheimer's Association for several years. And the new company she works with, St. Jude, is one of their big clients that they work with. So she was super excited to see that you were raising money for them. So that's
holy crap. Xveron just donated $1,500 to this chat for St. Jude. Let's effing go.
Look at that,
buddy. Let's effing go. You got Johnny Barks clapping in the back from the bed. Let's go.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you so much. We just hit over $40,000.
Boom.
Let's go.
Johnny Barks clapping from the bed.
Look at that. Are we still doing phrasing? That's still set.
Yeah.
That's a lot of boops. I'm going to spend 8 hours just booping the kitty when I get back.
You said you got recognized before you even like left, right?
The airport, yeah. It was so one of the, I guess he was security or just like he was driving one of the carts, and he just like slammed on the brake and he goes, "You're here," and I'm just like walking with Johnny Bucks, and I was like, "Hey," and he's like, "Dude," he took pictures with him and everything like that. Yeah, and then another person went on a different cart, and they were just like, "Top Grossi!" So it was really cool, and I like again. Minneapolis, I know that there's fans here and stuff, but it's weird because the only place I really get recognized is Green Bay. Yeah. And so, like, we'll see how many people show up. We're going to do the fan event at 1 Central. So, yeah.
Well, you might like this story because when I went to San Diego, I also got recognized in the airport. I was sitting there, and this guy was looking at me, and then he was like, "You look familiar." And I was like, "I do?" He's like, "You look familiar." And then he just left it at that. I was like, YouTube? And he's like, yeah. You're on that clickbait show?
That's what you get recognized for.
One of the other guys, but recognized me from clickbait. Didn't know my name, didn't know the channel, didn't know shit. He was like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah. Do you know the best part about that? So when we did the fan meet, the first one, we did the fan meet up in front of the stadium. One of the guys who works for the Packers, he goes, "You have some fans who are working at the Hall of Fame right now." So I was like, great. So we actually wound up talking to, like, I went on the actual stadium tour. We did it for a couple hours. I did have Carrie the G. It was delicious. We did it for a couple hours. And I went to go just kind of talk to our tour guide because he was super knowledgeable, also named Tom. And his dad, like, this is what I love about Green Bay, and we'll talk about this in the episode, but his dad was at the first ever Packers game. And he was when his dad was 11 years old. And he's standing on the sidelines because they were basically like in the park because there wasn't a stadium, there wasn't anything. They were in the park. And his dad turned around and he got hit in the back with a football.
Ooh. And
the guy runs over to him who's like playing the game. And he's like, "You should get out of here, kid. Like, you could get hurt. Like, you got to be careful." That guy was Curly Lambeau. Like, legitimately, like his dad got hit in the back from a ball at the first ever freaking game. Like, better taking care of those beds. But yeah, it was incredible. So anyway, so to talk about your story, I go over to the Hall of Fame because they're like, "Oh, like there's fans over there." So like, I'll say hi, right? Like, that's really cool. So I go over there and I say hey to them and like shake their hands and whatever. And then he goes, "So you gonna be on the dump? You're gonna be doing dumpster fire anytime soon?" And I looked at him. I was like, "I mean, I don't know the next time I'm going to be on. I haven't been on in a while." And he goes, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Do you mean GPS?" And he was like, "Because that's a different show." And he's like, "Yeah." So listen, sometimes it happens. It happens.
That's hilarious. Oh,
so it's a fun time.
All right. I did want to talk to you today about this Aaron Rodgers shit. So it was an Athletic article came out with like a little expose about
Matt Snyman's shout out. Yep.
A lot. Everything in there we know, right? Like the Jordan Love pick pisses Aaron Rodgers off. Yes, we know. Aaron Rodgers not happy with Goody in the front office. We know all that. But what this article is saying is that Rodgers' agent made a call to Mr. Murphy telling him to fire Goody or trade him. And this is an anonymous source from within the organization. It's always going to be anonymous. But that's new, right? Like,
so it's really funny because when this all was going on and what they're talking about, there was that report that came out that said Rodgers wants Goody fired. And he was straight up asked that. Like, Rodgers was asked, "Do you want Goody fired?" He's like, "No. Not at all. No, it's lies. It's like totally not true." So it's just funny because he doubled down again on the FaceTiming thing, but he also talked about, like, I talk to people that I like. And there was no doubt that Goody and him were butting heads and didn't really get along. But then there was kind of this like reconciliation that was supposed to have happened and things were better. And he also got a $1 gajillion. But I think it's just funny because now it all comes out like when he's on the Jets and saying like, this is where it goes. But honestly, and not to be a homer here, like shout out Mark Murphy. Like the dude like came over and was like, "Fire your GM or trade me." And Mark was like, "No." And
how old are you again? Are you
it was just like
27 or 36, 7.
Yeah. So it is it's weird, dude. Like, and I get it. I've kind of been like, he's on the Jets now. It is what it is. But for Packers fans, it's kind of just another like, come on. Like what? Yeah. Like, why is this even a thing?
Well, I think it's one of those things where obviously Rodgers is savvy in that, like, he knows sort of what he needs to say in the media, right? And of course, he's not going to say, "Yeah, I wanted him fired," especially if he's going to end up there another year. But I think he deceives people in that he's like, when he goes on and does his interviews, that he's giving you the straight story, how things really happened. And we know it's BS. And I just want to see when Aaron Rodgers retires, what then he says. Like once he's done actually playing football, I feel like he will say, "Oh yeah, I wanted him fired. they didn't do it. Like, I just want the real story from Rodgers without the PR spin for himself. I don't know if we'll ever get it, but requesting for your GM to be fired, that's a big one.
That is a big one. And again, we know that they didn't get along. Yeah. We know that wasn't a thing, but it's like, come on, man. Like, like we really doing this at this point? Yeah. So, but it's someone made the interesting comparison. I saw it on Twitter, but they were talking about like that's one of the major differences between like other sports. Like in the NBA, like that stuff happens, right? Like so LeBron can go and just be like, hey, like I don't want this person here, or I don't want this. So in the NFL, those contracts, and it really just shows, I don't say that the lack of power that players have, but like once you get into those contracts, and especially with the last, CBA, you get punished for sitting out and you lose money, and it might not count as if you sit out for a certain amount of time, it won't count, a year on your contract. So you're just gonna have to do it again until you actually play. So yeah, players in this league, it definitely is,
it's not a players league.
It's not really players first, but I mean, you have guys who can like run teams. I'm sure that Rodgers has a lot of sway now in Jersey, like a lot, obviously with some of the signings. And it's just, you mentioned this before, like just be a straight shooter, right? Yeah. Or just be like, I'm not going to talk about that because it's the FaceTime thing, which is just stupid, right? Got the Jets phone calls. So it's just dumb. It's just like little things that shouldn't even be lied about is just like not being entirely truthful. And it's just like, come on, man, like it's ridiculous. But again, it is what it is.
You're over it. He's moved on. I think he's really just waiting for Taylor Swift to marry him.
I mean, he went back-to-back nights, and he was singing, shaking it. He went day one and night two, or was night 2 and night 3 was one or the other. Wow. But yeah, it was pretty great though. He seems to be very happy, and I'm very happy that he's happy.
Yeah. I'm not wishing ill will.
I'm very happy that he's happy, and this Jordan Love season, baby.
It's funny how he just played so well that it probably screwed up everything for the Packers.
But that's what it is, because they drafted his replacement. And they're like, okay, in a year, we'll wind up like trading him, or like we'll be done with him. And then Jordan Love will come in, and he won back-to-back MVPs, which again, he deserves all the credit for. He bought into LaFleur's system, and that's his words, not mine. Like he basically said that first year, like, oh, there was a lot of McCarthy in there, kind of just to make Rodgers comfortable. Then they drafted his replacement, and he was like, all right, well now I'm going to like buy into this system, and he played better. So yeah. That's
exactly what Russell Wilson's going to do this year. Okay, so the other thing happening, DeAndre Hopkins,
yes,
released, and then not officially released quite yet. We don't know.
I think it's done now. I think he's released.
Today is he released?
I got because I was getting Twitter notifications that it was just like DeAndre Hopkins was like, oh, did he go somewhere? And then no, it was just like he hired an agent, or like now he's officially released. I think I got it that he's officially released now. Yeah. So
okay. So a lot has happened in that he's released. The splash, the move from teams to sign him immediately, not really happening. He hires an agent because he's probably realizing his value in market isn't what he thought it would be. And then there's some anonymous slander from NFL GM saying that Hopkins has lost a step. He can't separate. He's not the receiver he was. That's why nobody's really trying to sign him. Still, a lot of people think the Bills and Chiefs are interested. And I read one thing where the Chiefs are less interested than the Bills because they think Kadarius Toney will be the number one guy. Don't know if any of that's true. I think Hopkins would make either of their receiving groups better, even if he has, quote, lost a step, because he doesn't even need a step. He's going to catch the ball if you get it to him. But now it's looking a little bit more like the Cleveland Browns might be the landing spot for Hopkins, which in terms of an organization who might overvalue his presence a little bit, it would be the Cleveland Browns. There's chemistry there with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
They got Amari Cooper already. But I thought when I first heard that, I was like, I don't think he's going to go there because, he wants to play for a contender. And I don't know if the Browns will be. It's so much depending on what
it's Watson
does. But It's just, I don't know. It feels like last offseason, all the value for all the receivers was through the roof.
Yeah.
This season, because they're a little older, everybody's like, yeah, we don't need those fucking guys.
I think it's also, you saw that influx of young talent too, like from the draft, and like receivers who just made like an immediate impact, like a Jamar Chase and things like that. But at the same time, the free agents for wide receiver, it was highlighted by Juju Smith-Schuster, Alan Lazard, and it's just not sexy. Like, it's not like these big name guys that are going to like really shift the market in any way, shape, or form. It's not like last year, like when you had like Tyreek Hill was on the move, like he got traded, Devontae got traded, you had Christian Kirk signed for $1 gajillion with Jacksonville. You know, you're not going to see that this year, but I think whoever's going to get Hopkins is gonna get a guy who just is going to be like sure-handed. Like, and I think even if he's lost a step or he doesn't have the separation, he's going to go up and get the ball. So I honestly, if he didn't want to win a ring, like if he wasn't, I don't know, I'm saying ring chasing, but it's not like in a negative way. If he didn't want to like just win a championship, he'd be perfect for like a Bryce Young, a CJ Stroud. Can you imagine like building up your rookie's confidence and just saying like, hey, go get one of the most sure-handed receivers there is and just succeed.
Him going back to Houston would be hilarious.
Honestly, that would be hysterical. It's not happening, but it would honestly be hysterical.
Bryce Young, though, they could use a receiver like him. It's just, I thought for sure Bills, Chiefs, and now it's like, I don't know anymore. I have no idea what NFL teams think of him. And the $22 million he would have made with the Cardinals, probably max of what I doubt he's going to get more money anywhere else. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with Hopkins. I got a whole like Cardinals video I got to edit and put up later today because they're just like an interesting team to me in terms of like they're a disaster and they might be in an amazing spot to build their team if they suck this year. But
you and I talked about that because like they might be in a situation, but they're going to be in a weird situation because if 100%. Kyler Murray doesn't perform, because he's going to be out for a while, if he doesn't perform, then it's like, well, if we're going to have like the number 1 overall pick and we're going to have 2 first-round picks, do we I know we just gave him a lot of money, but like, do we try and say, hey, we're moving on? And it's funny because it's not just the Cardinals, because Johnny and I were talking about this before. Did you see the videos on Twitter from Buccaneers OTAs?
Oh, with the missed passes? Yeah.
They're not going to be good this year, dude. Like it's going to be, I know, I'm not based off that.
Anybody expects them to be good.
Yeah, not based off that. I'm just saying it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah. I remember when Patrick Mahomes threw 4 or 5 interceptions in his training camp.
Yeah, like, training camp sucks. Yeah, it's the season to get very excited or very disappointed off of like a 3-second clip from camp. But
it's also funny to me that like somebody's there filming Baker and Trask missing passes, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna get these guys."
Yeah,
these guys who. Poor Kyle Trask. What has he ever done?
Honestly, he's tried. He's tried.
Kyle tried.
That's all he's done. But yeah, I'm excited about what the Cardinals are going to look like because, again, Johnny and I are talking about this. The NFC is so wide open. Gandhi, appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for the 50. It's so wide open. And it's just a lot of like younger teams who are just complete wild cards. And considering the NFC is significantly weaker than the AFC, which is like an arms race over there, I'm very curious to see like who comes out and starts to surprise people.
Yeah, it's so open right now. I mean, probably you'll have the Lions, the Bears, and the Vikings all in the playoffs for sure.
Guyver. No, and no.
I have a correction from last episode, which we rarely do. So we were talking last episode about how all the players don't really like the Thursday night games, and you never hear anybody come out and say, you know what? No, we really do love the Thursday night games. I swear to God, it was a day or two later. Those GD Kelsey brothers on their stupid podcast that I love are both like, we love Thursday night games. They're like, anybody who says they don't like them are idiots.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I've never had something thrown in my face so hard.
It's like being fact checked in real time, or just
like, God, I thought I was safe in saying that. Nope.
Guy, I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for the 50. Yeah, I still think that when the season is late, it's like late in the season, like around December, you're gonna have a bunch of guys going, I don't want to play a second Thursday night game.
Yeah. Jason Kelsey said he liked it because the whole week was just walkthroughs, so you didn't have to practice that week.
That's fair. Because didn't Mahomes come out and say that he didn't like it? Or like he was coming out about the flexing?
Yeah, he didn't like that. So
I don't know, man.
Because it's like, I wanted to say something like, like Jason Kelsey plays center. So, yeah, his body goes through the ringer every week. So he's a guy who would really need the rest. So you can't make that argument against a center. It's not like he's a receiver or something where, you had 2 targets in the last game. Nobody even hit you. Of course you don't mind playing 4 days later. No, it's a guy who gets hit every single snap.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Yeah, he's a freak. So.
They also, did you see the reports about McAfee? Like the details came out?
Yeah. 85 million or something.
Yeah. So it's a 5-year deal, 85 mil, and he's taking less. And I saw people going like, oh my God, why would you do that? So it's because ESPN's covering like all those production costs. Yeah. And it just seems like it's the convenience of having like ESPN produce it. And listen, we're nowhere near that. Right. But like if we just had to show up and like the show was done, like it was just like, hey, like we're going to hit live and you just do you and we'll handle all the back end. I get it. Like it makes a lot of sense. It's just, again, the controversy's still there. If it's going to be, what people want, and it's going to be I think it's only a 2-hour show now too. And then there's going to be commercials in there, but the dude, I get it. Like if the convenience part, like, and it probably saves them, like they might start making more profit because they're not going to have to pay for all the production stuff.
That's what we don't know about, like the FanDuel deal.
FanDuel deal. I got you.
The L's are hard. The FanDuel deal, 120 million. Like, he's paying his entire staff from that. ESPN is now paying his staff. So I think that 85 million is just to Pat. You know what I mean? And then, you have the production resources at ESPN and you have the TV outlet as well. I still don't know. I read some of the article and it's still not clear to me whether or not his show is going to air on his YouTube channel.
I think it's just clips. I think it's just clips on his, and I think ESPN, like, it'll be live on YouTube, like their YouTube.
I would like to say that I beat McAfee to the latest stories this week. I don't know if he was on vacation or something, but I saw his clips. I was like, those are my fucking videos from this week, you son of a gun. It was the Jimmy G shit, and it was some other one. I was like, I beat him time-wise. Views-wise, he still crushed me.
We get blown out of the water. Yeah, 100%.
I'm 100%. Usually second. I'm usually not first. That's what I get for working on Memorial Day,
I get you, buddy. I get you. How you been? You good?
Oh, yeah.
It's weird. It's weird not doing this show like multiple times. Also weird like not being home.
Yeah, I was thinking about that for you. I was like,
it's very weird.
Yesterday or the day before, I was like, Tom's schedule's different today. I wonder how he's handling that.
Just the time difference. And it's a slight one. It's just Central Time instead of Eastern. Like you said, we rock. And I was like, oh my God, this is within an hour. I was like, I thought I had all this time. So yeah, it's a very strange thing. And it's only going to get weirder. But like, I'll be going back to the East Coast in a couple of days. So, dude, like it was my favorite place to run, like in the world, is Lambeau, because just running around the stadium, running through Titletown, I love it. Like it's really, really cool. And yesterday I went for a run like super early, and the only people around were like construction crews. And I like ran up the steps, Rocky style, and like just like sat there like on the top of the step and like looking at Lambeau. And I was like, this is insane. Like, this is truly an insane thing where I was like, yeah, 30 NFL stadiums in 30 days. And like, I'm feeling it today. Like, I'm exhausted and it's day 2. But like, this is just, it's going to be pure willpower and just trying, like, I am just going to sacrifice everything literally just to put out amazing content and raise money. So it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be totally worth it. Where are you going to be tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm in Chicago.
All right.
Tomorrow, Chicago. Next day is Detroit.
Cool.
So
we probably won't have a Friday show. Next week, I think I'll be linking up with Cole of How About Them Chiefs. And I think we'll go live Monday or Wednesday with Cole. That'll be on my channel, Cole's channel. We'll bring in Tom. If Tom's available one of those days to do GPS, we will. But just stick with us week to week because we don't have a schedule. It's going to be based on flights when Tom gets in. But as many of these as we can do while Tom's doing the Lord's work, we're going to make it happen.
That's it, baby. And listen, the first episode is coming out tomorrow. And there's going to be a little teaser that kind of just like shows some of the stuff that we recorded. But it's going to be incredible. Like, this experience is going to be really, really awesome. And I'm so excited just to like show people, because it's also weird. And you know this too, like, especially for me, when I make a video, usually it comes out the day of, or it comes out very shortly after. So the fact that we recorded a bunch of the stuff on Monday and then also on Tuesday, it's weird. I'm like, why isn't this out yet? I was like, oh yeah, we have a 2-day buffer. So it's weird because it's like, I'm streaming, I'm doing all these things. I was like, I want to see it. So you'll finally get to see it tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, oh yes, I can show you the square toilet.
Yes, we close with the square toilet.
Yeah, what do you got? So you got a Cardinals video coming out?
Yeah, it's about the Cardinals. Are they really going to tank? Something like that.
Okay, all right.
I already shot it, but I got to, you got always tinkering with that title.
I got you. I got the video coming out tomorrow. Dave, appreciate you. Thank you for the fitty. Yeah, we've raised a few $100. Well, no, because we got 1,500. So yeah, we raised a few $1,000.
Just $2,000 during this show.
Yeah. So right now it's up to $14,000 on just YouTube alone. And then through the other link, it's $27,375. So yeah, that's fantastic. So yeah, there'll be a teaser today. It'll be like a quick, like 1-minute video. I'll put it on socials. I'll put it on YouTube. Kind of just highlighting some of the stuff that we did the past couple of days. First real video. I'll be streaming later at a local business. So come and find me. The winner will get signed stuff. And yeah. We're gonna keep rocking. Hold on, I gotta show you the square toilet.
Show the toilet. Show the toilet. Show the toilet.
Gotta make sure I didn't really nice. It should be clean. Yes. All right.
Johnny flushed.
Yeah. So all right. I can't flip the camera because I don't have that option on StreamYard here. Yeah. So all right. Look at this. Like, it's weird.
Oh, it is. It is a total rectangle.
It's so weird. It's literally a square toilet. And I walked in just to wash my hands. I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
Why? So that's how they do it in Minneapolis.
Wow. It's like the hotel's like, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to reinvent the toilet.
And they did not do it well. Like, it did not help.
Hear me out. What about a square toilet?
Yeah, I was like, maybe there's an actual reason this is happening. Like, maybe it's going to help like move things along. Nope. It was a weird toilet that I sat on and I said, this is not comfortable. Right. So yeah, that's where we are. You tune in GPS with the square toilets. You
just got navigated to a square toilet. I saw somebody say the Wendy's of toilets.
Whoa, Perna's got a hundo. Let's go, baby.
For a square toilet?
Rectangle toilet.
Like every bad thing I ever said about rectangle toilets. Ender Stein.
It's going to be great, dude. And by the way, just to show how much I love you, I think I said this before. The Seahawks they've been really great about like trying to work with me and do things. And they really wanted viewer donating a $200 to St. Jude. Appreciate you, viewer. Thank you.
Nice.
It was really weird because they said, hey, like, can you fly in the night before? And like, we can give you a night tour. And you just as long as you get here before 10 p.m., and that's the day I'm with you. So I turned them down and was like, yeah. I was like, I would love to. Like, we're still gonna do stuff together like the day of, but yeah, it's
I take something from the Seahawks.
I just feel like the Broncos needed a win from the Seahawks. They needed one. So this is how you win.
Yeah, finally. That's pretty cool, though, that they're so accommodating.
They are. There's been some really cool teams. The Ravens recently have reached out. They've been really, really cool as of late. And I really think just as this continues to get momentum, like more teams, more media, everything, it's going to start really taking off. And I think that once that first video drops tomorrow in the afternoon, it's really going to show what we're doing is different. It's not just like, hey, here's a stadium tour. I'm really just trying to capture, not to be like artsy fartsy, like the essence of the city and the fan base. And if I can do that, even a surface level and kind of explain like, this is why this particular fan base city team is special, then I've done my job and I'm happy.
Yeah, you're doing the Lord's work.
That's it, baby.
NFL.
But I appreciate you folks. I'll see some of you if you're in the Minneapolis area at 1 Central Time in front of where the purple incarnation of Satan play.
Boa.
This and again, it's a weird. I'm so like, I really want to go inside because I'm just curious. Like it's a weird shape. It's in the middle of the city. I'm very interested. So we'll meet out in front of there, and we're going to be exploring some cool Vikings country today.
Cool. Well, good luck. Enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll touch base as many times as we can.
Yes, sir.
Dono, Tom, the charity link in his video.
Yeah, description on every single 30 and 30 video too. There will be the opportunity or choice to donate to the charity. So we're gonna rock. But folks, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna, and this is GOP. And you have been navigated.
And you've reached your destination. Minneapolis Square.
Hell,
Toilet,
it's hell. It's hell where the toilets are.